Boys, we've all been there before. We're at a party, and instead of being a human being, we sat in the corner with the one guy we actually knew because we were not confident. So let's go through the signs of an unconfident person to avoid staying this way. Starting with insecurity. Whether you make these insecurities announced or keep them deeply close to your heart, they almost always come through whenever that insecurity is mentioned. I know for myself, a long time my insecurity was my own body, my own physique, which when I look back at it, that's like a horrible thing to be ashamed of. Whenever somebody talked about fitness, working out, improving themselves, I literally could almost always feel my heart jump. Because I hated this stuff. I hated how I seemingly couldn't do what anyone else could do. Next we have over-apologising. Now, I got a really funny story about this actually. I was in the middle of school and somebody passed a tissue box. This was back about 2 years ago, and this was like non-confident Brody. I had no perception of confidence. So they throw this tissue box and it smacks into my arm. Now, do I A, apologise, or B, get really upset? A, I started apologising that I got hit by the tissue box. Hindsight is a miracle, man. It's genuinely insane. Like, I got hit and I apologized. I copped the stray and I said I'm sorry. Definitely does show you are not confident, and for that reason, it's going right next to insecurity. Next, we have eye contact. Eye contact is a staple in public speaking, especially, which is why I look for it 24/7. I mean, even right now, I've got to have good eye contact, otherwise it looks like I don't even know what I'm yapping about. If I don't look at you, if I stare at my screen, not the camera, I look stupid. It definitely does show you are not confident if you never utilize eye contact correctly. So, if you do not use eye contact at all, I'm gonna put it next to this one. Oh, this tier list is going to be absolutely stacked. They're all going to be this one category. Next up, we have social withdrawal. Now, this is completely voluntary. This is not, being bullied to the point where you can't even go talk to anyone anymore. But if you voluntarily exile yourself from social situations, it can show like a lot of things, but one of them is you're not confident. Next, we have rushing words. Now, I'm a victim of this one a fair bit, actually. This is going straight in the middle before I even make a proper analysis of it. When you rush words, I always bring this back to public speaking, it shows everyone you are not confident. A confident person is fine with just stopping and pausing. So when you're rushing 1,000 miles an hour and you're just trying to say everything, it's not interesting. Now this goes right next to stuttering. Now this is going to go a little higher up because stuttering is worse. When you stutter, and specifically from nerves, if you've got a genetic reason for stuttering, this does not apply to you, although people probably still perceive it as that. Stuttering shows you are not confident. Next we have bad posture. Now a little fun fact here. People make their judgments of you within 0.1 seconds of seeing you. So you best believe you've got good posture, otherwise you're going into this real low perception. Bad posture really just affects you mentally. And you'd notice if you've got this really healthy mind, you'll just want to look bigger, you'd want to spread out more because you're comfortable with that. But if you've got this really negative, poor mental health and insecurities or just not being confident, you really hunch over and you can close in yourself. So that openness can really separate you. Next up is overthinking. Overthinking is one of the most identifiable traits of an unconfident person. The brain is just churning out with insecurities, with this desire to be alone, all these fears and all these nerves. They're just afraid. That is what it comes down to. I used to overthink a fair bit, the really negative stuff, and for that reason I'm putting it in almost 100%. There is the odd case where it's a really confident person who just overthinks because it's something they need to actually do, but it's still very close. It's still very commonly associated with unconfident people, so avoid it whenever you can. finally, we have over-explaining. I cannot say this enough. Over-explaining is one of the worst traits about an unconfident person. Not only is it just plain annoying, but it's completely unnecessary. It's useless. It's futile, right? We've all been there before. I won't even lie. We've all been there before. I won't even lie. You've just done one thing. You just try to explain it, and you just keep going in more detail than you really need to. And then once you just get started with the detail, you just keep explaining and explaining. That concludes the tier list. Let me know if you would make any changes to this. I'm always open to ideas. And I'll see you in the next one, brother.